So let's get into credit. What do you? What is a good credit score? What would you consider? Average to good credit score for someone.
I say for average good credit score, just to get you saying like get approved for anything with a decent interest rate.
Something that's decent.
I say a 640 or better. It's a good credit score. Just because a 640, it will allow you to get approved for anything, but your interest rate won't be as a subprime credit person. Just because a subprime, you might get approved, but your interest rate might be 18% or higher. Compared to somebody with a 640, it can be 9% or lower. And to where a lot of people always say interest rate. What is interest rate? It's interest, what you're paying on. So just to give you an example, say for instance that car is worth $14,000 and you want to go get a car, get approved for it. What is the interest rate? The interest rate might be 18% to where now you're paying double the amount for the car and you're paying $20,000 instead of $14,000. So that's the difference between the interest rate and your credit score that can get you approved for a lot less on the vehicle, and your monthly payments can be $300 or less.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. So to switch back up on subprime, for some people that might not know what that is, could you define it?
Yeah, so subprime is the person that has okay credit, so like fair credit. So it would be anywhere in the 500 credit score lane. Some people, I used to think that because I didn't know nothing before credit. Before I started this, I thought 550 or 555 was like a good score, but it's really not. It's just the bare minimum to where it's hard for you to get it. It's hard for you to get approved. So if you go get a car, they run in different lenders. They run in 19 lenders. So if you see like more than 10 inquiries on your credit report, that's because they shopping you through every single lender to find you that lender that would approve you. Unlike somebody with a 650 or higher, they approve you instantly just because they got lenders that's going to approve you for any type of a loan for that car that you want.
So how does someone build or improve their credit score? What's some good tips?
I say the way to build your credit score is, people don't really know. They really think it's just, I'm gonna go get a credit card and build my credit. Well, you need 3 types of credit. You need installment credit, revolving credit, and secure credit. And those 3, the installment credit is basically like an installment loan, like a car payment, something that's installed on your credit report for a long term to build that. The secure credit.
Yeah.
All right, so secure credit. So secure credit is like a secure credit card. So a secure credit card is like where you basically paying the bank $200 or $500 of your own money to put on a card for you to actually build your credit. Or you can have an unsecured credit card to where you automatically get approved. You don't got to put no money down. That's one of the type of secure credit you're supposed to have. And then also revolving credit is something monthly that you want to pay on. So it can be like furniture, or I recommend my clients to do Fingerhood, to where it's basically like a online Amazon, to where you can buy electronics, furniture, things like that, and you pay monthly on it until that's actually up to where you can actually have that progression in your credit. There's a lot of things out there regarding those 3 types of credit, but I feel like those 3 will even out your credit goal and on your credit report too, because it's just not just one dimension of credit score. If you just have an auto loan on there or a credit card, you want to have different types of credit on there, because when you go try to purchase a house or a car, they look at it to where, okay, this person can maintain their credit, they can maintain their bills, they're not maxing out anything or leveraging or over leveraging their credit. Because a lot of people like, I got this credit, or I'm gonna go buy this and that. No, you want to be smart with it and keep your utilization underneath a certain amount, and just keep your credit card history at 30% or lower. And then after that, you're gonna start seeing your benefits of your credit report.
Got you. So you mentioned Fingerhood. So could you name a few other sites that people could go to that might help?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all heard of a self-lender. Yeah. And Credit Strong, those are my 2 I've been playing with a lot lately, and people have been seeing a lot of growth. I had a client that started 2 months ago with Credit Strong. So Credit Strong is basically like a savings account. You can pick your term. You can do a 1-year term, a 2-year term, or a 3-year term, and you can pick how much money you want to put into that FDIC bank, to where it's basically like you're putting in monthly payments and paying yourself, but you can't touch that savings until the end of that term. But each month that you're paying yourself $15, $30 a month, building your credit, and it's reporting on your credit, you can actually have that money back towards the end of your term, and you have that back basically like a savings goal, a savings plan. And I had a client that her score went up 91 points within her first month after using it. And that's what you can do. You can have your own savings plan with that and also build your credit at the same time. I believe Self-Lender does that too as well, but also it's a different structure for how much you pay a month. But I can definitely tap you into that too as well.
Got you. So, talking about leveraging credit exactly, how does one go about that?
All right, so take my example. So I just got my first Airbnb. What I actually did is I leveraged my credit, but also I leveraged my money too as well. A lot of people think when you want to invest into certain things, you got to use your hard-earned money, but you really don't. You know, if you have a good credit score or amazing credit score, you can leverage your credit score and have that line of credit, or basically a line of credit is like liquid. So basically like money that you haven't touched, but you can use to where you can use your line of credit to invest into the Airbnb I got, and then you can actually have your hard-earned money to where you can furnish the Airbnb too as well. So you want to make sure, okay, if I got like a 700 credit score, well, I got X amount of line of credit, I can use that instead of using my hard-earned profitable money that I made on this end and keep that for other investments or other things you want to do or a vacation and stuff like that. But also, once you take that line of credit and get that Airbnb as a down payment as well, you have your other money too as well, to where you can furnish your apartment or your condo, whatever Airbnb. But also you can actually, once you start making profitable income from that Airbnb, you take that money, pay yourself back from what you took out your line of credit, and you're building your line of credit back and you're building your credit at the same time. And once you pay that off, then everything else is profitable. Everything else is profitable.
Gotcha. Repairing credit, exactly. So, is it easy, and could you do it yourself?
I would definitely tell you a lie if I said it was easy. It's definitely hard, just because everybody's credit report is not the same. Everybody's is different. It can be complex. I have people all the time saying, this person, I seen this person you posted, finished within 3 months. So some people can take 5 to 6 months. It all depends on how much debt or how much accounts you have on your line of credit. On your credit report, just because you can't compare yourself to somebody else. Somebody else might have certain things on there that you might not have. And that's one thing I want to say is, like, when you're dealing with evictions and student loans, those are really going to be the two things that's going to hold you up from finishing the credit repair program faster, just because it's more debt, it's more complex than just hospital bills or credit cards or little ticky tack thing. I even seen somebody with a Netflix bill on their credit report.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So did it actually help their credit?
It actually didn't help their credit, just because they didn't pay on it. But when people use that Experian boost to boost their credit, they not knowing that Experian is going through all your utilities, and they adding that as a line of credit on there. So when you don't make a payment, so that's how that Netflix bill came on there as a delinquency payment, and it hurt their credit score. So once if y'all use Experian Boost, please make sure y'all pay your bills on time, because it will definitely affect your credit, just because you're adding that to boost your credit, not to actually damage your credit.
So if you have too many credit cards, what should you do?
As in like how many? Because I feel like there's also a limit, but also there isn't a limit depending on how your income is
And how you're using it.
and how you're using a credit card. So say for instance, like you make an average salary of between 20 and 25K a year, and you got so many credit cards. I wouldn't even use all of them, because you don't need all of them. You're not making that income that you're supposed to have all those credit cards. So if you're not using them, I wouldn't close them out, just because they are going to hurt your credit when you close out credit cards and close them out. I would just have them open, pay that balance down. And if you got kids or loved ones or friends, just add them on there as an authorized user and just have it sit on there. You're going to build their credit just like that. You're gaining age credit history. So even if you don't use it for like a year or two, you're still going to get that credit score increase every once in a while, just because you having that open, and then you also having it to where the balance is low too as well. So if you have too many credit cards, on the credit cards that you do not use, just have your kids or your loved ones on there as the authorized user, and just have it just building up credit up. there's no need to close them out. Just have them just in case of emergency or anything like that. Because at the end of the day, you want to leverage some of your income to where it supplements to your credit history too as well.
So does carrying the balance on your credit card help your credit?
It depends on if it's like 30% or lower. So say for instance you have a $500 credit card. You only want to use like $75 of it. But say for instance if you lower it down to where you pay it not all the way off, but like leave like $5 or $10 on there and keep it open, it'll help your credit just because it's showing that you're not maxing out the credit card, or you're not even trying to use it to depend on, because they're gonna see that in the system.
Yeah.
And once you actually keep it at a low balance, you're gonna see more than just 5 or 6.8 point increases. You're gonna see like 10 plus, just because the balance is lower and your utilization is lower too as well. So the less you use it, the more you're gonna get back.
So should you pay down your largest debts first?
Of course. You don't want to you don't want to start off with the smallest one, because the one with the largest debt is going to be the most impactful ones. And I say all the time, a lot of people, we try to use their money for other things. They don't want to pay off the large debt. Well, what is your main goal? Is you looking for? And I tell my clients all the time, you want to definitely X out the big expenses, because what if something else comes up, or car issue, or hospital issue.